Good day, people of YouTube, and welcome to the Commander Deckbuild Draft Series thing. We are on a low number of boosters, and make sure we actually shuffle these quite well here. And we're just going to pick whatever's on top there. This one. Modern Horizons. So we have a Master Style set. So this set was a bit weird in that, in most cases, sets go through what is known as a standard rotation. So there will be 2 or 3 sets released every year. They go into what is known as Type 2, or used to be known as Type 2, and Standard, and they'll be legal for standard tournaments. Once they have gone beyond that point, after the 2 years or so that they're legal, they then fall into the modern category. All standard cards are modern legal, but at that point they can only be modern legal. These cards were printed directly into the modern format. They never went into a standard one. As such, the cards, while not reprints like most of the Master sets, are a bit more powerful in theory. So, let's see what we get out of this lot. There are some expensive cards in here, but not... I don't know. Actually, Red and 6 is ridiculous if we get a useful one of that. We do get a foil as well. Also, we get a scroll token. That is awesome. Alright, so first off, we go with Reprobation, which is enchantment aura for 2 mana, loses all abilities, and is a coward creature with base power 0/1. So there are certain cards that can't be blocked, that cowards can't block. But yeah. Okay, I mean, in Commander it's a removal spell in white, but it's not one we're likely to go with. We then have Magnetic. Come on, show the card. Underground Sea, there we go. Nope, under Quicksilver River, which is a planeswalking card. Alright, it's being weird again. So, Magnetic Sinkhole, Delve, and costs 6 mana. Does 5 damage to target creature or planeswalker. Now, Delve allows us to reduce the casting cost by exiling cards from our graveyard, but it still has a converted mana cost of 6 for MOT's Cascade. So, that's better than it might be, considering what our deck is. We then have a Bellowing Elk. That one it finds. As long as you have another creature into the battlefield under your control this turn, Bellowing Elk has Trample and Indestructible. So as long as we can keep casting creatures, it is indestructible. Shelter, reasonable card. Target creature you control gains protection from the colour of your choice until the end of turn. Yeah, fair enough. Twin Silk Spider. When it's battlefield, make a 1/2 green spider token for each. So basically, it doubles itself. So we get 2 bodies for 3 mana. Yeah, that's reasonable. I'm not sure we're going to necessarily run it, but it's reasonable. Hoping for some big things. Bagarden Dragonheart. Sacrifice another creature. Until end of turn, it becomes a dragon with base power 4, toughness 4/4, flying, and haste. I mean, okay. It's nothing amazing, but it's an upgrade, certainly. String of Disappearance. Return target creature to its hand, then that creature control and pay double blue. If play does, they may copy this spell and choose a new target for that ability. I think this card might actually go well in my Pirate Commander deck I'm trying to build, but I don't think it's good for this deck necessarily. Still, it's a consideration. It removes things, temporarily. We then have a Persistent Putrid Goblin. 2 mana 2/2 with Persist. So when it dies, as long as it had no -1/-1 counter on it, it comes back into play with a -1/-1 counter on it. So you effectively have to kill it twice if it is weak of a second time of asking. Fairy Seer is a 1 mana Scry 2. It's the first Scry card we've seen in a while, and it might just be playable on that basis. We'll see. Next we have a Universal Automaton, which is a 1 mana 1/1, which is every creature type, which changelings are a thing in this set. Next we go and grab the Wall of Blossoms. I think that's worth playing. I mean, it's you know, protects our board a little bit, replaces itself by drawing a card. It's also a creature for Anima. Yeah, no, I've got no problems with that. We might end up running that. Abominable Tree Folk. Power toughness equal to the number of snow permanents we control. It's going to be 1. When it enters the battlefield, tap target creature an opponent controls. That creature doesn't untap during its untap step. It's still probably going to be the 1. It's in our right colours, but I don't think we can play that. Alright, we then have Firebolt. So 2 damage to any target and can flashback. Okay, so reasonable enough removal. We then have an art card. We have a snow-covered forest, which annoyingly are the things I have most of. And then we have Crashing Foothills, which is a suspend card, and one that I quite like. So we play this on turn 1, so spend 4, and on turn 5 we get 2 green Rhino creature tokens with Trample. You know what, I think that's worth playing. We also could potentially cascade into it, and if you cascade into it, it casts without the suspend, it just casts those. So the fact that we've got enough cascaders means I'm probably going to run that. Shame I can't manipulate the cascade a little bit more to make it definitely good for us, but hey. I'm going to take the Wall of Blossoms because I think that's a reasonable spell, and then it's just what do I want to take out of the rest of it. I guess, actually, I'm tempted to take the Sinkhole. Spot removal, as I've mentioned, is not that great in Commander, but it's not abysmal by any means. To at least have a few of those. It's also a 6-mana spell. Things. I suppose I could also take the indestructible Bellowing Elk if I'm running enough creatures for it. Or the Twin Silk Spider, maybe, but it doesn't really help us win the game particularly. I don't know. And just seeing late game, being able to cast this for 1 mana for 5 damage seems good. Maybe String is good enough for this. There's a few options with this, certainly. Firebolt is okay. We at least do 2 things with the card, so it's not entirely a spot removal to do something. Or maybe I just take the Scribe, because that's 2 draws later in the game for 1 mana. Oh, this is tricky. I like this. This is a good kind of tricky. I think we're definitely taking these. I think the play though is that we are going to take the bounce spell. Might regret that. No. Let's not take the bounce spell. Bellowing Elk. There we go. Done. I don't know. What would you take in this situation? Please let me know. I've enjoyed the comments thus far. Alright, we'll take something that kills something. There we go. Done. We're taking the kill spell. That is it. Done. And yeah, next time we will open yet another pack and lament the fact that we still haven't owned any Ravnica at this point. It'll happen. It'll happen when it's run. Actually, you're not even from this set, but it'll happen. Until then.